graduation ceremony. I really appreciate that you took the time to get in your uncomfortable clothes and your uncomfortable shoes and go through the traffic and gather. That we took the time to gather this community of people to celebrate a bunch of adults that did a really hard thing in order to make the world better. So thank you for coming and being a part of this community of celebration. I'd like to introduce Liz. She's the sign language interpreter that was requested, so thank you for coming, Liz. I would like to also take a moment to ask our faculty to stand up and we're going to celebrate the graduates. They deserve a lot of attention, but can we also take a moment to celebrate the faculty that got these students where they are. So all of the faculty, can you please stand up and can we all welcome them with a round of applause. That put up with, I can't do that, I have homework, or I have a class, or you wouldn't believe the attendance policy here. So all of the family members that have had a year or 4 years of waiting and being second, thank you very much, and I applaud you all for all the support. Okay, so now's the big moment. We're going to welcome the graduates in. Can you open the doors? Let's take a moment to welcome them.
I'm making sure we have enough chairs. Have we got enough chairs? Do we have enough chairs? Okay, good. Outside of what's already been said about some of your trials and tribulations, each of you undertook a path that none of us could have predicted. You entered school in the fall of 2019, and you began your process here with open hearts for this medicine and this college. Before finishing your first year, you were sitting alone in your homes, for many of your classes were now online, and you were even not allowed to observe in the clinical setting anymore. COVID colored your life and your 4 years, and how the school could operate. If nothing else, I hope that this has allowed your water element to flourish. As water is the source of life, and as you've had to learn how to navigate around boulders and rocks because of COVID, this has also allowed you to learn how to move and stay free in life. Hopefully, you'll be able to move through all of life with a little of this education and take on all the tribulations that sometimes it brings. It is beautiful to see you sitting here unmasked today. And as you have begun to release the difficulties your heart and heart protector had to encounter in these last 4 years. As each of you know, all unresolved issues are stored in your blood. My prayer for each and every one of you is that you would take this water and this fire element that you've had to cultivate these 4 years, allow it to flourish, create new practices for alchemical healing with all you need. I want to welcome Dr. Charles Pennell, who is going to speak for you now here at this graduation. Dr. Pennell.
Is my boutonniere working? Before I begin, we had a request from Trinity Kowalski. She'd like to share a song with you all. She wants to play on harmonium. So take it away, Trinity.
Share this song because it's a prayer. It's a prayer that reminds us that life is sacred, and it reminds us why we came here. And it is my prayer for my classmates as we start walking on this path of Chinese medicine, that we may remember why we came to this medicine, and also why this medicine came to us. As if we are and so
sure the suspense is killing me. Just wanted to look at everybody's face. Because last night when I was, kind of meditating over, what I really wanted to say about this group,
Speak up.
what it was like being with them, and my name's Charles Pinnell. I teach a number of classes here, and I'm fortunate enough to get to kind of be with them through all 4 years of the program, which is unique. Not too many of the professors here get to do that, so I feel very lucky that I'm there right at the beginning with their first classes, and I pretty consistently see them. Sometimes I have a class with all of these guys every semester. So it's great to get a chance to really know them, and I do feel like I, form relationships and friendships with these people, and they've really just been great to watch them change and grow and learn. It's really quite a beautiful experience, and we have here a very diverse group of people. From all sorts of different backgrounds. We have some from the military, some from corporate, some are fresh out of college, some, you'd be shocked at the different number of backgrounds. Some are already healthcare professionals. And so musicians, poets, artists, it's really just been a wonderful crew. And for them to maybe not give up their past life, but to really put things on pause for how they've lived their life so far and to start something new. And it really, you kind of have to go out on a limb, I think, to study Chinese medicine. So I don't know if it requires a willing suspension of disbelief or if you just, profound courage, craziness. I think it's a mix of all three. Because I went through this program and I know how hard it is, but I also know how much I loved what I was doing in the process. And that's one of the things that I find remarkable about this group is they all love what they're doing. They all love the medicine and love helping people. And at the end of the day, this medicine is about sharing compassion. It's about helping people. It's about not just helping people that are sick or helping people that are suffering, but helping people to also figure out how to make their own lives better, even if they're not so. Because at the end of the day, what they learn here is that in the embracing of change and figuring out how to work with that, with people through their lifestyle, through their development, it's not just about sickness. Chinese medicine is about supporting them in health. And that's a huge part of what it is that we do here and what it is that we encourage. So I applaud them for being willing to take that path because it's not an easy one. Sometimes it can feel a little bit thankless at times, but the satisfaction is in knowing that you've actually helped somebody. Even if it's not obvious to them at the time, you've spent a little bit of time on their journey with them and sort of experience change with another human being in a very conscious and aware way. And what I can say about these guys, and again, I enjoy making eye contact with you. I'm touched to be here and honored that you asked me to come up here and speak on your behalf. And though I know you have a couple coming up to say a few things, but it saddens me in a way to see these guys really for what sank in, as I was saying last night when I was thinking about this, is this will be the last time that I get to, stand up here. Really, it's past the last time. This is really the first time I've got to stand up here and look at all of you and see that now that you're all physicians, you're not students anymore. And that's a wonderful feeling. It's I'm sure it's very wonderful for you all as well. I recall in my own commencement, I had a hard time keeping. It's a good thing I don't wear eye makeup, because it would have been rough. But I just, to get to experience the growth and the change and see the trials and tribulations that these guys have been through, because they've all been through some, and we've been through a lot of this together, and to get to be with y'all kind of, I wouldn't say every step of the way, but to get to check in regularly and sort of align paths with you guys for a temporary period of time. It's been a real honor, and it's really humbling. What I can say is, what I've observed about y'all's development is that you've really changed. Every one of you is a totally different person than the person we met when we got here. Totally different. And truly that's in keeping with the Tao. The Tao embraces change. The yin-yang symbol itself that you see on their robes, and you see on the dragon calligraphy over here to your left, embodies this idea of change. You have these sort of, I wouldn't call them opposing energies. I would call them more observations of nature. You have daylight, you have dark, you have sun, you have moon. You've got heavy, you have light. You've got earth, you've got air. And all these things have a dynamic interaction. And they're always changing and always transforming, or at least altering to one another. It's just based on observing what happens in the world around us. And I think that's where much of this philosophy comes from. And that's what our medicine comes from. To further this point, and this idea of, why would somebody want to study from the Daoist perspective? And I think because the medicine is rooted in the observation of natural rhythms, of natural changes, that's why it's a supportive medicine fundamentally. But what I've watched with these guys is the upper character on your right here is the character for Tao, which roughly translates means the way or the path. And what you have there is a picture of basically a person walking down the road in conscious awareness. So I won't go into the details about the character itself. But really, what I've observed about these guys is each of them has become more aware of themselves, more aware of the world around them, more aware of what their place might be in relation to others in this world, and how to truly carry that to them. And it's not like they're carrying the light necessarily, but they're honoring change and they're following their paths. As their paths diverge today, and we start to see things move away. I heard somebody describe it beautifully the other day. They said, after graduation, you've spent all this time, you've created this family unit, you've gone through periods of, high functioning, dysfunctioning like any other family, and you form this little community of support because you have to hold each other up to get through it all. It's a lot. It's 4 years. It's a lot of hours spent sitting down at a desk and studying and studying and studying. And then after 2 years, you get to actually start to apply and learn what it's like to be next to another human being. And each one of you has expressed this in a totally different and unique way about what it is that you want to bring to your people and to your patients. And I honor you for that. And it's an honor to be here and to help get to be here one last time up in front of y'all. And sorry. So it's really touching. Thank you guys. So let's give them a hand. And I invite Vostina and Wheatley. I believe you guys have a few parting words that you would like to? Great.
All right. Well, thank you, Charles. That was very beautiful. So much of the time we spend ourselves looking out at our teachers and looking at them, sending all our energy towards them, and I often don't reflect on them looking back at us, and that was a really beautiful moment to share. Okay. So, thank you all for being here today as we celebrate our hard-earned graduation from Chinese Medicine School for the class of 2023. We've been It is an honor to be able to speak on behalf of this class, which are basically my family at this point. I will tell anyone who will listen that this class is made up of some of my greatest friends, some of the kindest, wisest, and most caring individuals I've ever met. I must first begin by confessing that I wrote this speech at 3 a.m. this morning. As a student of Chinese medicine, I would love to say that the reason I did not prepare the speech earlier is because I've been following the Tao. But the truth is, I felt inadequate to the task of commemorating what has been probably been the most important and defining experience of my entire life. We have all journeyed together through 4 years of arduous study, sacrifice, and growth. From that first semester, our class already forged an alliance under the pressure of stuffing huge amounts of information into our brains, trying to create study guides, trying to figure out if we were going to be a flashcard person or a spreadsheet person, studying together on the picnic tables during lunch, and sharing funny ways to remember seemingly nonsensical information. Those moments got me through that first really tough year. Our second year, they handed us some needles and let us start needling each other. This is when stuff got real. We braced ourselves as we allowed fellow beginner acupuncturists to approach our elbows and our eyeballs with a needle, allowing ourselves to be needled absolutely everywhere. Ever patient, ever kind, making jokes along the way to maintain our sanity. Third year, we were suddenly ready for clinic. With every new patient, I couldn't shake the thought of whether they could tell how much I didn't know what I was doing. Was my needling horribly painful? How do I ask someone about their sexual energy and their poop in the same conversation and sound professional? We will always owe those first patients a debt of gratitude for their kindness in receiving us and helping plant those first seeds of confidence in ourselves. Fast forward to our final and fourth year of school, the long-awaited senior status, with all of the senioritis we could muster. We were exhausted and therefore had no extra cares to give. Everyone's real selves came out. Our teachers took pity on us as we often looked pitiful. We took care of each other and made sure to make each other laugh more than we cried. We found strength, and my love for everyone in this class grew deeper than I could have ever possibly imagined it could. And I should note that these exhausted, sweet people continued showing up for patients with the highest standard of care, doing that extra gua sha or cupping even though they didn't have to, listening with an earnest heart with every minute that they had, running on just fumes and deep love for patients and for this medicine. And so I witnessed firsthand how each one of these doctors has been shaped by the transformative power of the medicine, has emerged from this wild and beautiful experience as a beacon of light and healing. And through the honing of this life, we happen to receive an extra gift of having an extraordinary bond with each other. Our time spent together has been more than just a series of lectures, exams, and clinic shifts. It has been a collective striving, a synergy of hearts and minds, and a call to always come back to kindness and love for ourselves, each other, and our community. I wish for my fellow graduates to rejoice in this moment with hearts filled with a deep sense of accomplishment, to reflect on the love and strength it took to get here, and know that wherever you go next, the timeless wisdom you've learned here will always be with you. May your hearts be forever filled with love, your minds forever guided by wisdom, and your hands forever committed to healing. Congratulations. Are we introducing each other? Don't say that. Neatly. I know Wheatley's speech will be like a million times funnier than mine. She is our class clown and sweetheart. A big, powerful force in a tiny body. That's all I have to say.
Can y'all hear me? I'm a walker and a hand talker, so I will be up here. I'm Wheatley, and I'm so glad that all of you are here today. We've been waiting for this moment for so long. I'd like to start by going back to August of 2019. This was our first whole body student orientation, so it was in a room much like this one. We were first years coming in, and there were second, third, and fourth years. And I remember walking in and taking a seat and looking around the room, closing my eyes before taking a deep breath and thinking, these people are so weird! They are so weird! They are the weirdest people I've ever met, and I've only just met them. The smells emanating from the corners, so unfamiliar. It seemed like every other student had a mason jar of dark, steamy liquid, and I was like, don't know what that's about. Don't think I wanna. And then the other students who didn't have the mason jars were